I was mentioning the legal due diligence. The legal due diligence is obviously a professional aspect of your purchase, something you will have to delegate to an Italian qualified lawyer, and might involve a very significant number of legal aspects concerning your property. I was just listing probably the most obvious one, the most evident ones, but this list is not meant to be exhaustive. Title deed of the property, you want to make sure about the rights, you want to make sure about the full ownership rights of the property deriving from the person who's actually selling it to you, and the only way you can do that is through an attentive examination of the title deed of property, which is going to be basically the deed of purchase of your vendor in simple terms. The presence of legal communions, what you're purchasing might belong not to a single individual. Many of you will probably know that according to the Italian law, the standard legal regime among partners is the legal communion. So if an Italian married couple is purchasing a property, such property would normally be in joint name. As a consequence of this, whenever they decide to sell, you will need the signature of both partners. If one of these signatures will be missing, obviously you might have problems with your purchase. Certificate of urban destination, this in particular, when you're purchasing also a plot of land, will tell you exactly what kind of use you can make of this plot of land, whether you're entitled to build, and if it's the case, what type of buildings you will be entitled to build on such plot. The presence of the building license, I just explained a few minutes ago. The building license might not cover the entire property. This would obviously involve that a part of the property you might be purchasing could be illegal. In such case, you want to make sure that you have a certificate of indemnity, which basically legalizes at the second stage the part of the property which was not originally authorized. Certificate of habitability. This is another very important certificate. According to the law, you might be entitled to request it before the deed of sale. This will guarantee the efficiency of all the systems in your property, and this certificate will make sure that such systems are compliant with the current legislation. Absence of preemptive rights for historic and artistic buildings. In case you are considering to buy a property with historical or artistic relevance, the state will have a preemption right on such property. So before you're actually entitled to purchase yourself, it's necessary to notify to the competent ministry whether the state is actually willing to purchase the property before yourself. Environmental aspects, this is particularly relevant in these areas. Some of you are probably resident in the Tullio Valley, in Valle d'Itria, or in some other particularly beautiful areas of this region, which are protected with environmental burdens. So these kind of aspects are also important to be verified before you actually purchasing. The last aspect, right of first refusal for agricultural land. This is something extremely important. A lot of buyers are not aware of such legislation and expose themselves to very significant risks. If the property you're purchasing is neighboring to the land of a farmer, such farmer will be entitled to a right of first refusal. That means that your preliminary contract will have to be notified to the farmer, and the farmer will have the possibility to purchase instead of yourself. Lack of doing so, of course, can generate very substantial troubles once the deed of sale has been signed, because the neighboring farmer will have the possibility to attack your deed of sale, and this is obviously a very inconvenient situation that I believe it would be very good to prevent and to avoid. The third and final step would be the deed of sale. I mean, only at this stage you will be in a position to actually see a notary public, and I believe it's already quite clear that all the essential elements of your transaction by then would be clarified and would be finalized in some ways. Who is the notary public? The notary public is a public official and is at the same time a professional. His position is a position of neutrality among between the buyer and the seller. So he will be there, he will be in a position to explain the deed of sale, and obviously in many cases the notary public will not be fluent in English. Personally, I do not know any notary public in Puglia who is capable to address a foreign client directly in English. So once again, you will be in a position to need the support of a bilingual interpreter with a legal background who's capable not only to assist you during the deed of sale, but also to translate in an appropriate way the deeds you will be signing. At that stage, you will be in the position to get the keys of the property, get full possession of the property. You will obviously have to pay the final price, and this will be basically the final step of your transaction. Obviously, the notary will execute some final administrative steps, and after a few weeks you will be in the position to have your original notarized deed of sale. I believe this aspect concerning the conveyancing process should be pretty much clear. If there are some kind of doubts or questions concerning what I just explained, I can actually repeat if there are some ambiguities in my description. Otherwise, we might want to move forward